Hey, pull my falcon.
What did we do last weekend?
We went to the halfway to Halloween party. It's usually in April. It's usually themed. Last year, the theme was insanity, so you and I dressed up as
Holly.
Joker.
Craziest couple there. This year's theme was musicals.
Why not do Sweeney Todd?
And it just happened to be another crazy couple. I sense a pattern.
2 crazy couples in a row.
Are we that crazy?
Part of the advantage of playing Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett is we could bring a certain item.
Delicious meat pies.
Picked up some grass-fed beef. We did it taco style, so a little diced tomato and onion, and grilled it all in the pan with the spices. And
no people.
No people. I don't do any grain, flour, bread, so the dough I make is kind of like the dough if you saw one of the earlier vlogs where I make the pizza. It's made of
same stuff.
Cheese and almond flour and all that stuff. The pies were a hit. They
were good. They all went. We made a dozen.
They went quickly.
I
had 3. Solo came out this past weekend. Earlier when we saw our advertisements, like in February with Super Bowl, and we were excited about it, then everyone was like, including ourselves, were like, I don't know. They weren't really showing a lot, and I appreciate that. I'm glad that they don't really show a lot in trailers, because if you're going to judge a movie by its trailer, especially a Star Wars movie, because they're really secretive with their stuff, you're missing out. Solo is a really good movie. It only made 103 million, made 103 million at the box office, but in comparison to the other Star Wars films, it was
Solo
was released 6 months later from Last Jedi, so there was some speculation as to that maybe these fans are just exhausted, and you want to spread it out a little bit more so people could build the hype and the momentum.
Personally, I thought it was a treat to have another Star Wars movie so soon after Last Jedi. I thought, wow, this is great. We're getting another new story, within a short period of time. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, either that or they were just there's that band of fans that did not like The Last Jedi. It could be that group as well that boycotts a movie like Solo, saying, Disney's just screwing it all up. But I mean,
haters gonna hate.
They're doing the series so much justice. And mind you, we weren't supposed to get these movies, so these are like a bonus.
Major bonus.
Major bonus. So to complain about them, why complain about them? We're not supposed to have them. In my opinion, they're better than the prequels.
Oh, yeah.
For me, they're quality movies. It's Solo is a space western.
Yep.
And I think people who might not like it, they're expecting something else.
Something different.
This isn't about a guy with a lightsaber. It's a guy with a blaster
and
that
a Wookiee.
smuggles stuff for money.
And that's what he does.
It's a western in space, and it's a non-stop adventure.
What we saw was what I expected it to be, and it was Han Solo. That's who he is, and he's the man.
Nope, she was sleeping.
Nope.
So Thursday night, I got myself a 7 p.m. ticket to see Solo in IMAX. Originally, we were going to go that night with her sister, but you have Kung Fu, and I'm like, all right, I've been planning all along. I took the 25th off. I need to see this movie. Favorite character in the franchise. I took myself Thursday in IMAX.
Thursday.
I'm like, I really like this movie. I'm not sure if I love it yet, but I really, really like this movie. It was a lot of fun. And I'm glad I had another ticket. Past me was looking out for future me, and got myself a 1 p.m. IMAX screening on Friday the 25th. I'm like, you know what? It's my second time. I'm going to see this movie a million times anyway.
And you will.
At 1 p.m. IMAX, same theater, well, not the same seat. Maybe one more seat behind.
That would have been amazing.
Pretty close. And I loved it then. I loved it the second time. I really liked it the first time, but I loved it the second time because I got it all in, and then I was able to really ride the ride and knew where it was going and appreciated it. And I bought the soundtrack right away. I knew I was going to buy the soundtrack. I was looking forward to not only the new cast, but really excited about the music in Star Wars. I was curious to see what John Powell did, and couldn't wait to see what John Williams' theme was, which is throughout the entire movie.
It's really good.
Really adventurous, fun, exciting score, just like the movie.
Yep.
And then 10:15, we saw it together. And what'd you think?
I absolutely loved it. Like I said, it was everything I expected it to be. even though you didn't see that much in the trailers, I love the whole look of it. It just had a very different, it was different yet the same. It still had that same Star Wars feeling to it, but you were just focused on just Han and all these new characters you're meeting, and you're just learning about who he was from the get-go and how he got to where he is now. I thought the whole thing was great. And I saw it a second time also. We went again on Monday. The first time you're kind of taking everything in. Yeah. The second time was just even more fun, just listening to more of the dialogue more and just picking out little things that you may have missed the first time.
Exactly.
And listening to the score more in the background and just a little bit of everything. It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Not every single seat was filled. Maybe on the Thursday I went, the Thursday night, I think all the diehard fans went that night.
Yeah.
And every seat was filled, but all the other screenings, not so much. But it's a holiday weekend, and like I said, the exhaustion from The Last Jedi, maybe some fans are just like, okay, I had enough of Star Wars right now. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care.
I can't
love it.
enough.
Lucasfilm, you're at 103 million. I will be sure to give you another $40, maybe. Take my money, Star Wars.
Just take it all. We're going to be giving it to Star Wars for the next, I don't know how many.
Rest of our lives.
When the theme park opens next year in the fall.
So 2019, we also have Star Wars Celebration, which is 5 days in Chicago at the largest convention center ever.
In the nation. Yeah. 5 days. 5 days of Star Wars.
Chunky videos there.
Chunky.
Yeah, chunky.
So chunky.
And speaking of all this Star Wars stuff, I just got a new package.
Oh, yeah.
In an earlier vlog, I mentioned that I was building a professional Han Solo costume for Rebel Legion Standard. And these are...
You're actually opening this first time right now?
Yeah, I just received this from New Zealand.
Ooh, New Zealand.
Magnolia...
from the Shire?
Clothiers.
Direct from the Shire.
These are the Falcon gloves.
Ooh.
As seen in Solo, A New Hope. I don't remember if he actually wore them in the other movies.
I guess I didn't realize what color they were. I didn't realize they're beige.
No, no leather.
Ooh.
And they're two-toned, they're two-sided.
Nice.
I also recently got the custom holster rig, made of leather, made by a guy named Michael. His store is on Etsy. It's called Fan Fiction Props. I'll link that below.
Okay. Ooh.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Okay.
Was it there the whole time?
I don't know.
Did we talk about everything?
Meat.
We talked about the meat
Texas
pie.
Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, and oh, that's interesting.
What? What?
They sent me the same side of the.
No, really?
Yay! All right, maybe it'll take a little longer to do this costume.
How long did these take to get to you?
Well, they had to wait for them. They had to like manufacture. I don't know. That's alright. I'll just email them.
She's like,
never mind.
I have 2 right hands.
So Memorial Day, after we saw Solo for the 4th or 2nd time, or first time, depending on who you were in our group.
8th, 10th, 12th, 21st. Whatever.
we just went to
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, and I got myself a nice big prime rib. For those of you who knew that I used to be a vegetarian type pescatarian, I've been eating meat since July 2017 and loving it.
Delicious meats. I had ribs. They were real good. Thanks for joining us again.
And be sure to tune in every Saturday. I'll try to post something on that day, weekly. We usually have something interesting to share. Like I said, we're going to Star Wars Celebration next year, but until then, we have a couple of other conventions coming up. So that's that. We might go to the mall next week. So until then, may the Geekendz
be with you.
Be with you. Pew! I think it's the heat. It's making me delirious.